So here's where it all begins, Beast Wars, or as it's known in Japan, Beast Wars Super Robot Lifeform Transformers, because what else do you expect Japan to call it? We are told nothing going into this. It's just two ships coming out of a wormhole or something, and them blowing the crap out of each other over some blue and brown planet. Megatron is name-dropped, but we'll soon learn that it's not the one we're used to, most obviously shown by the fact that he doesn't have Starscream here screwing up his plans. We'll eventually discover these two factions are the Maximals and the Predacons, with the Maximals being forced to dump their pods in orbit because they're about to crash. It's the first episode, so they're contractually obligated to crash. Although they slap the Predacon ship around good on the way down so that both groups wind up crashing. Luckily, though, these guys are CGI, which means they survive the crash intact, as opposed to dying like usually happens when you fall from orbit. But that's where the good luck ends for Megatron, it seems. The computer is unsure whether or not this is the planet they were supposed to, crash on. The coordinates are right, but the planet is wrong. Guess it's time for a new hyperspace bypass to be built here. Still, the place is full of energon, which is what Megatron was looking for, so it's all good. Except for the part that's bad. There's too much energon for their robot modes to be able to handle, so they'll have to go outside in alternate forms that can withstand the exposure, modes made for this environment. This is why Megatron is the only character we see clearly before this point, because everyone's beast forms is very obvious. Right now, though, he's just basically a kind of robot, but once he has an alternate form based upon the local wildlife, he's going to have a rather different look to him. Guess they figured that for one guy, they could do a single alternate design before going with the normal one. The Maximals have the same idea.
Hey, I'm a cheetah! No, I'm Cheetor!
Oh yeah, being the first episode, we'll need everybody to stop and introduce themselves. The others are Rat Trap and Rhinox. I think I'm safe in assuming you can guess which one is which.
Optimus Primal is a gorilla, because as their leader, he needs maximum dignity.
But the real concern is what Rhinox brings up, which is that they have no idea where the hell they are, and they've little chance of rescue because they've also moved through time. And to round it out, they're outnumbered. All their crew is up in those pods that they left in orbit. Plus, I'm betting that Rat Trap probably has fleas and will spread it to the rest of them. Having a worse day than that, though, is Dinobot, who's outraged that they're supposed to be on Earth and that this isn't it, not unless there was a nuclear war that nobody talked about. Megatron takes umbrage at being called an idiot and an incompetent, even if the evidence seems to suggest that that's a pretty accurate assessment. And you've got to respect Dinobot's ball bearings. Not many face a Tyrannosaurus and decide to metaphorically give it the finger like he does. In fact, he's so confident he challenges Megatron to a battle to the death to determine who the leader should be. What he didn't count on was Megatron being willing to cheat if he has to, like allowing Scorponok to get the drop on Dinobot and blast him, hitting him with his incredibly powerful missiles. I mean, just listen to them. I think the actual toy had a more intimidating sound to its spring-loaded firing. Back at the Maximal ship, Rat Trap is busy doing what he does best, bitching. No, that's not fair. It's the second best thing. The best thing is being an asshole.
You sure you're cut out for this commander gig?
There's two types of people who ask that question. Those who are hoping that the one asked will realize that they are the one that everyone is looking to for leadership at that moment, and that they will dig deep and respond in a way to make you and everyone else believe that they can lead you. The other type are assholes. Optimus Primal makes clear just how serious this is. Not just being stuck here, but all of the energon the Predacons could salvage. With that, they could start up the Great War all over again, and we wouldn't want that. Well, I mean, we would. War makes for good television, but it would be a bad thing nevertheless. Cheetor quickly establishes his character trait. Well, two, I guess. A good blend of impulsiveness and idiocy. If Cheetor ever asks you, what would happen if I push this button? Odds are he pushed it before he finished asking the question. So he plans to show off his new speed by tearing off, with no way to hear orders because the comlinks don't work so well here. So we've been on this planet for 5 minutes, and Optimus Primal already has one of his people get themselves lost. And the day is only going to get worse.
So, this is your first day on the job or what?
Shut up, Rat Trap.
Oh, yes, sir. You know, I feel just heaps better knowing that our lives are in your capable hands.
And that didn't take long, did it? Cheetor is shocked to have a run-in with a Predacon, but quickly rallies and begins shooting at it. Naturally, the first one shot at by Maximals is Waspinator, because bad things happen to Waspinator. It's the natural order of things. When he's not being shot at, he's being punched in the face. And when he's not being punched in the face, he's being punched in the gut. And when he's not being punched, it means someone just pushed him in a hole just to watch him fall. Imagine if every spam email you got came with someone hitting you on the head with a mallet. Waspinator wishes life was that good. So Waspinator fights back, which draws the attention of the rest of the Maximals. Time to transform and roll. Oh, right. Well, whatever badass way they have to come to the rescue, huh? I mean, it's not vehicle mode, but you've got something, right? Some kind of hover car in your spaceship, or perhaps a sci-fi helicopter. Maybe it's personal jetpacks, or even a variation on Skywarp's teleportation ability to cover the distances quickly if they have to. I can't wait to see how the future Transformers get around. Show me! You've got to be shitting me. You gave up being jets and tanks for that? That is not nobly riding into battle. That's not even dignified. If you were in the circus, people would throw popcorn at you if you tried that. I mean, I know the whole point is for them to be in disguise, but this is not a disguise. You will never see this in nature. If Noah saw this, he'd think God was trolling him. The Maximals arrive just in time for the Predacons to show up, but Optimus Primal tries to convince Megatron that this isn't necessary. There's been centuries of peace, so why start a war now? Megatron doesn't seem like he'll be dissuaded from this war, but the discussion is made moot because Cheetor fixes his gun and decides to shoot Megatron with it. And there are very few peace talks that are successful when you just up and shoot the person that you're negotiating with. So it looks like we do have that war. Nice job, you polka dot moron. So everyone turns back to robot mode for the fight, which requires them to yell out their name and then either maximize or terrorize, depending on which side they're on. And we know this because we watch every single one individually do just that. But now that we've got the robot roll call out of the way, we can make with the war already. Well, appropriately, the dumbass winds up getting stuck and needs to be rescued. So Optimus tells Rat Trap to head down there and help Cheetor. And Rat Trap tells him to go lube himself. He refuses to budge from his spot, so Optimus has no choice but to fly there himself, getting hit pretty hard in the process. I'm sure Rat Trap must be feeling pretty bad seeing that.
Optimus!
See? Told ya!
I forgot. He's an asshole. Rhinox and a reluctant Rat Trap provide cover fire for the escape, but after the battle, as the Maximals withdraw, Optimus has a few strong words for Rat Trap over his insubordination, cowardice, and general jackassery, but Rat Trap doubles down and says Optimus was the coward because he tried to send him in there. Of course, he doesn't recognize that Optimus can provide better cover fire, while Rat Trap provides a smaller, more nimble target. Doing it the other way around was rather stupid. If your team has a sniper and a ninja, it's pretty obvious who should go in close and who should keep their distance. Something goes very wrong if a sniper says, "Fix bayonets!" On the way back, they have another Predacon run-in, only this time with the lone Dinobot. But he doesn't attack. He figures that if he's going to deal with Megatron, he needs his own army, and he plans for that to be the Maximals. So he's here to take over their group. He wants to battle Optimus like he was going to battle Megatron. To the death! How will that go? The answer comes in Beast Wars Part 2 next time.
All hail the Overlord! All hail the Overlord!
This guy's got bearings of chrome steel.